Grand Theft Auto 6 is shaping up to not only be the biggest gaming release of the 2020s, but quite possibly in all of entertainment media, much like what its 2013 predecessor Grand Theft Auto 5 accomplished, the latter of which has since gone on to become the second best-selling video game of all time, with over 220 million copies sold across several console generations. And with all the pressure on Rockstar to surpass that game's impact for a new generation, I thought I'd talk a little bit about it. To give some background, I experienced GTA 5 for the first time on its initial release on PS3 and 360 when I was about 13 years old, serving as somewhat of a swan song for the 7th generation of consoles before the PS4 and Xbox One came along. I was initially curious after having memories of watching my brother play Chinatown Wars on the DS, which my parents forbade me from playing for obvious reasons when you're still a kid, and they were even more hesitant to let me play GTA 5 when my brother got it for Christmas that year, despite me insisting I was mature enough for my age to handle it. Either way, I managed to sneak in some play sessions and I was absolutely hooked. After all, I didn't want to miss out on the hype since it dominated every conversation at school for a while. I had barely played any open world games before this point. I think the closest that I felt free to explore a game's world to a similar extent was probably The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, even if that game doesn't really count as being part of the open world genre. And while GTA 5 certainly wasn't the first game to allow you to mess around in between story progression, it pretty much introduced me to that style of game, and my 13-year-old self was blown away by the possibilities. I think a core memory I had was how hilarious I found it when you could just run around punching everyone you see, and I had way too much fun doing this rather than focusing on a lot of the missions and side activities. I also remember having a lot of fun trying to cause a traffic jam so that I could create massive chain explosions from throwing sticky bombs onto whatever car was in front, and seeing the carnage unfold, just to badly fail evading the police shortly after. I'm sure these experiences aren't exactly unique based on the millions of other people that have played the game who have also most likely screwed around doing things they rightfully wouldn't dare to do in real life, but I thought it was interesting to address how much life has changed between GTA 5 and 6. I've since become an adult, went to university, got a degree, working a job to save up to move out of home, compared to the teenager I used to be with little to no life responsibilities trying to get through school. And in a way, I think this context is probably a big reason why some of you watching this video are also excited for GTA 6, because the anticipation of getting to experience a satirized depiction of modern society adapted for what's changed in all that time since will bring back a bit of that nostalgia no matter where you are in life. I mean, who knows? Maybe the prospect of experiencing the likely return of online multiplayer could bring people back together who haven't spoken in years to relive the old days and get back in touch with one another. Similar to what Pokemon Go accomplished in 2016 when everyone was going outside to interact with one another and get a bit of physical exercise in the process. Or when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out during the height of the you-know-what in 2020 and provided comfort for many during uncertain times where we had no choice but to stay indoors. As someone who never really got to experience GTA Online at the time, and is now allowed to play whatever I want now that I'm no longer under parental restrictions as a grown adult, the prospect of experiencing it alongside everybody else close to launch naturally excites me. I think growing up has also allowed me to appreciate the games for the qualities they offer outside of the childlike wonder I had from screwing around in free roam. And while that's still fun, I think a lot of the writing and satire flew over my head at the time. And revisiting the PS4 version of GTA 5 after purchasing a PS5 recently has given me a new level of enjoyment as I hadn't touched the game in so long. So I've been taking my time to do each of the Strangers and Freaks missions to the point where all of the different side characters we're likely to encounter in 6 is one of the main things I'm looking forward to seeing. Not to mention the story itself grabbing my interest, as I'm curious to see how Jason and Lucia's dynamic plays out as a criminal couple, which I don't think has been explored all that much before with previous GTA protagonists, although I could be wrong because I've not played that many. I don't think I'm alone when I say I've found myself watching both trailers that have been released so far several times, since it's all we really have to go off of as of the time of this video going up, and Tom Petty's Love Is a Wrong Road and Hot Together by the Pointer Sisters have both since become some of my favourite songs to listen to on repeat. That's something else I could add to the list of things I appreciate about GTA, its capacity to expand my taste in music with songs I probably wouldn't have been exposed to otherwise. I also cannot go without mentioning the insane attention to detail to the point where you could literally mistake it as a live action movie at times. Naturally, this follows 2018's Red Dead Redemption 2, which was also praised for such detail, and I imagine it's a big reason why we keep seeing GTA 6 getting delayed time and time again, with Rockstar's apparent perfectionism at play. In a previous video, I mentioned that the game is currently slated for a November 19th release later this year, which I'm praying doesn't see another pushback, as that happens to also be my birthday. It's like an extra present, only it's from Rockstar themselves. Okay, in all seriousness, it is a complete coincidence, but one that I'll gladly take, just as long as I can secure a pre-order to get it on launch for whenever they go live. I imagine there's going to be a whole situation where people are constantly refreshing their social media feed to see if Rockstar provides a link to whatever page you can get it from, and then a whole load of drama is going to kick off about servers crashing because of high demand, and proper FOMO kicking in for anyone that happened to be out of the house at the time. What I will say about this though is just to make sure that you stay healthy and sane. It is a video game after all, despite how exciting the prospect of getting it at launch is. Please do look after yourselves. Overall, Grand Theft Auto 6 will be a momentous occasion for gaming regardless of whether some would say it's overhyped or not. In the years following its release, we might all have stories of our own of where we were when it came out, to then look back on by the time GTA 7 gets announced in like 2045 or something. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do let me know what you're looking forward to the most in GTA 6 in the comments, and feel free to subscribe to my channel for more gaming coverage. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you whenever.